So greetings from an absolutely amazingly beautiful day here in March, here in Pennsylvania. Today is March 6th and it's going to be maybe like 70 degrees today. Not right at the moment, but later today it will be. So that's awesome for March. But yeah, today and tomorrow will be super warm, but then it's going to get back to reality again on Tuesday, I think. So we're going to take advantage of the warmth. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm here in Middle Creek Wildlife Management Area here in, I believe we're in Lancaster County at the moment. And to be honest, I was here, I came primarily to see if the wood frogs were out yet. You know, every spring I do try to film the wood frogs at a certain spot. Not too far from the visitor center along Mill Creek. They kind of come out and there's a pool of water there that they congregate in and do their thing there. But they weren't out today yet, but I guess the frogs know best. So we're gonna do some hiking here instead. I was kind of planning on doing hiking anyway, but this is the Middle Creek Trail here at the southern end of the park here. So we're gonna pack up and go for a beautiful hike and see if we can find any signs of spring on the Middle Creek Trail. Yeah, so here's the entrance to the parking lot. I forget what the name of that road is right there, but just down the way is the main drag through Middle Creek. That'll take you up back towards the visitor center. We have a decent sized parking lot here, but we're gonna head up this way. Looks like it put some gravel down on that trail. Anyway, let's get going. All right, and off we go. A lot of people out today, but I mean it's a Sunday afternoon and it's a beautiful day, so that's to be expected. The trail does split off up here. Middle Creek Trail will continue to our right, and then there's something called the Elder Run Trail, which will head uphill. Hoping they didn't put the stone on the whole Middle Creek Trail. Not really a fan of the gravel, but guess you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, but like I said, we're gonna look for signs of spring. See if we can find any new green things growing. Any wildlife out here. Yeah, so the Middle Creek Trail goes off this way, and the end of the gravel. So they just put it on the what they call the Elder Run Trail there. It's also an access road too, so they gotta keep it nice. Alright, we're gonna head this way. I got some of this purple paint. That's part of the purple paint law in Pennsylvania, just denoting private property. The trail itself isn't, though. Actually, I take it back about that purple paint law. That purple paint is not denoting private property. It's the new trailblazes for this Middle Creek Trail. I guess it's a purple blaze trail, but might be a slightly poor choice of color to blaze a trail, considering that, like I said, Pennsylvania does have that purple paint law. The purple paint denotes private property. So when you see like several, blazes of purple on the trees, now you think it's private property. But I guess it's just marking a trail. But probably should have chosen a different color there, maybe. Oh well. Yeah, this trail is actually an old, I forget if it's an old railroad bed or an old trolley bed. But here's one of the old bridges across the stream here. Actually, a couple summers ago, we explored all the way up this stream. This is Elder Run right here, I believe. Yeah, there are more of those purple blazes marking the trail. Not private property. Alright, so I already had to shed a layer. It is warming up fast. It's a little bit cloudy and rainy this morning, cool, but now it's heating up. So yeah, and today's hike is also just about getting back in the routine of things, I guess you could say. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I'd been sick for quite a while, and yeah, just sitting around sick at home is no fun. Just gotta get my body used to hiking again. So here's a patch of multiflora rose. It's an invasive species here in Pennsylvania, but look at the buds on there. Those buds are swelling up. They're soon going to burst open. Even though they're invasive and thorny, the flowers that they produce smell amazing. They're getting ready to, like I said, to burst open there a little bit. We'll take that as our first sign of spring on this trail. Let's hope we find some more here. I mean, there's other green stuff out here, but this stuff grows all winter long. This here is called club moss. It's not actually a moss, but that's what it gets called. Sometimes they're called like Christmas tree things. They look Christmas tree. There's all different kinds of it that grows in the woods of Pennsylvania. This is just one kind here. But keeps things green during the winter time. All right. And here we have another splash of green. We got some other green things here. I believe that's chickweed, but here we have some garlic mustard. This is another invasive species popping up here. Talk about that a lot in some of my videos, especially in springtime. But I did smell it. It is indeed, it's called garlic mustard. As the season progresses, this will get bigger, grow a long stalk, and bear some whitish colored flowers. All right, so got some invasive species popping up at least. That's one of the problems with invasive species. They tend to come out in the spring before native species do. And that can be harmful because they grow first and faster than some of the native species do, and then that kind of crowds out the native species. So that's one reason why the invasive fellows can be dangerous for the native wildlife and plants and animals and stuff. So some other things that I hope to see on this hike that we do stand a good chance of seeing. One would be skunk cabbage. It often comes up pretty early, even sometimes as early as February. But we'll see if there's some. I vaguely remember there being a patch of it growing along the trail. We'll see if it's up. And we might see what's called a morning cloak butterfly. They're usually one of the first butterflies you see in the spring. They're one of the few butterflies that actually hibernate over winter here in Pennsylvania. And on warm days like this, they come out, so we might be able to see one of them. Actually, I see some purple paint down on the tree down there, which I think is for that purple paint law. Let me turn around and show that to you. If you see down there, that one tree has a splash of purple paint on it, quite a bit. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera too well, but there's some on a tree down there too. That's the private property, purple paint law. Like I say, it can be a bit confusing because this trail is blazed in purple too. And just off trail, we got a bunch of fungus over here. I believe this is what's called, this is that turkey tail. Mushrooms or fungus. It's called that because of the banding and the colors there. Well, this one's not as colorful as they can be. Kind of like these right here. Turkey tail. And just off to our right is a swampy area, and I do believe I see what I'm looking for down there. I think the skunk cabbage is coming up. Not a whole lot yet, but let's get down there and have a look. Oh yeah, it's up. Oh, and you'll be able to see the flowers of the skunk cabbage. Yes, skunk cabbage does have flowers. Let's find some good examples here. Maybe the flowers are done already. Yeah, like right here. This is skunk cabbage. It's just coming up. Yeah, the flowers are done. Actually, no, they're right there. It is. In this little purple hood right here, the flower is in there. Right here's the leaf. The leaves are coming up. The leaf stalk right there. So they're starting to emerge. Whole bunch of little, like little horns coming out of the ground. Let's see what else we can find. Don't get too wet here. And here's another skunk cabbage flower right here. Inside there is the flower itself. Because these are important. We'll talk about these in a moment. And here's some of the leaves coming up right there. So they're coming up. And I know I've talked about the skunk cabbage flowers in other videos, probably previous years, but the interesting thing about them is that it can be up to 20 degrees warmer inside that little purple cup in the surrounding temperature. So that can be very beneficial to bees. Like in early spring, well, it's not even technically spring yet, but at times like this, on a warm day like this where the bees come out, if they get stuck out here overnight, they'll spend a night in one of the skunk cabbage flowers, those little hoods, and it'll keep them from freezing to death overnight. And skunk cabbage, it generates its own heat. A lot of times, if it's still ice in those swampy areas, as the skunk cabbage grows, the heat it generates actually melts the ice around it. So that's kind of interesting about skunk cabbage. So skunk cabbage has been found, even though it's just barely poking up out of the ground yet. There's a beautiful stream down there. Now let's see if we can find a butterfly. I'm not sure. It's a bit more to ask for, but I mentioned that morning cloak. You often do see them in March sometimes. On a warm day like this, they'll wake up, fly around a little bit. And we got another swampy area. We've got more skunk cabbage popping up in here. Let me just zoom in on some of it for you. There's some right there. Yeah, that's the flower. The flower is in there. That hood's a little more green than purple. Then right next to it, at the bottom there is that new shoot coming out. But there's the flower. And the Middle Creek Trail ends up here a little bit, and it joins up with the Horseshoe Trail. And you can make a nice loop. You can take the Horseshoe Trail up, hit the Elder Run Trail, and it'll take you back to where we parked back that way. Got a family coming up, so it's a nice loop you can do, about a 4-mile loop. Of course, the Horseshoe Trail goes up that way too. Got some folks coming this way too. Busy day. So I just started to make my way back, and I found some better examples of some skunk cabbage growing here. Check it out. These guys are already starting to leaf out. So definitely a sign of spring. Yeah, and speaking of the Horseshoe Trail, I know I've talked about that in recent videos as a possibility of one of our next things to hike, our next series to do. So like I said, I'm almost done with the Appalachian Trail here in Pennsylvania. Just got 8 more miles to go, and I'll be looking for like a new trail series to do. So I think I have decided to do the Horseshoe Trail. I found the maps. You can buy like a set of maps. It's like 10 maps that have a detailed route of the trail. So I found those. I packed them away for some reason, but I found them, dug them out. So I believe we'll start that up sometime this spring, or it's to finish those last 8 miles on the AT. So I think we'll make that official. We're going to do the Horseshoe Trail. It's about 140 miles long. Starts at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, goes all the way up to Stony Mountain. Connects with the Appalachian Trail, kind of north of Harrisburg, I guess you could say. And as mentioned earlier, I'm making my way back now. I don't think we'll find a morning cloak butterfly today anymore. Wind's starting to pick up too. Yeah. Maybe we'll be surprised. A lot of people on trail today too, so that can kind of scare them away. Well, I think that'll be it then. We're almost back at the parking lot. Just a shorter hike today. Like I said, I'm just trying to build my strength up a little bit after being sick for quite a while. Sometimes it takes a little bit to bounce back. Did see a few signs of spring out there. Skunk cabbage is probably my favorite, so no butterfly though, but all right. As always, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you on the next one.